Now these are the kinds of small problems that can ruin a road trip or a weekend at an event if you ignore them. So today we're hunting them down, trying to fix them before Bronco season officially begins, and we'll go ahead and get started.
Destination Bigfoot Bronco. Destination Bigfoot Bronco. Big kicks, big drops, let's go, go, go.
What's up everybody, it's Jamie with Destination Bigfoot Bronco, and today we're going to kick off part 1 of a new event prep series here on the channel where I'm going to get Bigfoot ready for the upcoming Bronco events this season. We've got Super Celebration East coming up first, and then right after that Bronco Beach Bash OBX. So before I hit the road, I want to go through the Bronco and kind of chase down any little gremlins that could turn into bigger problems. On long travel Broncos like this, everything moves a lot more than stock suspension. The exhaust moves, the frame flexes, and eventually things can touch they weren't supposed to. So I started hearing a vibration at low RPMs while I was cruising around, kind of a metallic buzzing sound. And when I got up underneath the Bronco, I realized what was happening. The exhaust pipe was actually touching the frame in one spot. So I want to go up under here now and kind of show you exactly where it's touching. Okay, first while we're under here, we're going to go ahead and remove these 15mm bolts for the skid plates so we can access the exhaust pipe. Out. And this one's out. And we'll take a T40 and start removing these underneath. And then we'll tackle the ones at the rear. Oh, she's a little tight. Okay, then we'll come over to the other side and get this T50. Okay, now we'll slide this foam block underneath here. Then we'll come in from this side. Now we'll remove the front T40s. Then we'll add this second additional foam block for support. And like that, she is off. Now, I don't know if you could see that or not, but right about there is where it's touching the frame. So I've got a little trick that I want to try out and see how she does. You see that little spot right there, you can see where it's been rubbing. It's got kind of a little wear spot right where the Y pipe is. So let's see if we can get this taken care of. I think what's happening is it's not touching right now, but once you start letting on the gas, the pipe itself and the frame between the twisting and the shifting of the pipe is what's making contact and giving me that low RPM buzz that it's giving me. So this is the part here that I'm going to be using, and what it is titanium tight weave wrap that I want to use. A lot of people use this for exhaust on their motorcycles and stuff like that to keep from burning their legs. So I'm going to cut a little piece of this here, and it's got some gloves here. You got to be careful because the fibers between the titanium and the fiberglass, when you cut it, will get into your hand. So I've got some gloves here, and we'll cut a little strip in here, and it'll be a temporary fix, but at least until I get some exhaust hangers to lift it up off the frame, this will do for now. Okay, so we'll just take a little section here, take some scissors, and go ahead and cut this piece here. And we'll take it up on the Bronco with 2 of these straps here. And we'll see if we can get it wedged kind of in between. Also, I'll put a link in the description for this exact brand, Ledo. Okay, we're gonna take our little piece here. Wedge this in between the contact point here. Somewhere right in there. Then we'll get our band. Okay, I got the bands and everything wrapped around there tight. So that will take care of that for now, until I get another exhaust hanger that I can kind of pull everything up. But we'll see how she does. I'll go ahead and get the skid plates and everything back on, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, I didn't like how the clamps that came with the titanium weave kit turned out, so I went ahead and picked up some 3 to 5 inch stainless hose clamps. So I'm going to replace the straps that I just put on there, and we'll see if this does a little bit better. I can actually tighten it a lot more with these. Okay, we'll start by snipping off these old clamps. Then we'll replace it with these. There we go. All right, now we'll just snip off the excess and then go over to the other side. Okay, now we'll come over here and cut this strap off. Then we'll bring the hose clamp over, and we're good. And here is the finished look. So we'll do some testing a little bit later and make sure that that vibration is gone. Okay, after doing a little quick inspecting, I also noticed right here on the exhaust hanger, there's a little wear spot right here where I'm guessing this flange bolt is tapping under acceleration. So I'm going to go ahead and grind about 1/4 inch or so off of this, and then hopefully that'll take care of that spot as well. Okay, next I want to take these easy locks and connect it to my Dremel. And since the space is so tight, I couldn't use my regular grinder or cutting tool, so I'm going to use this. And hopefully I can reach up in there and get those, or get that bolt cut off. All right, she's cut off, and that should give me the clearance that I need. Okay, now we're going to go down the road and do a little test. I've got a camera set up underneath, and we'll see if there's any rattling. Not hearing anything so far, so That's a good sign. Usually I would hear it right in the low RPM range, right around 2,000 or so. I'm at 2,000 now, and nothing. Okay, so I got the skid plates back on, and next we're going to dig into this flasher that came with the turn-off road kit. I believe it's probably failed, but I want to do a voltmeter test on it and see what we've got. Okay, hop in the Bronco real quick and get it started. Now I've got my flasher set up with my aux beam panel up top here, and I'm going to test it first with the power off to make sure that no voltage is kind of sneaking through, and then I'll turn it on and test it and see what the voltage is at. Okay, I've got my voltmeter here. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on and get everything set up. I've got my wire right here for my flasher. So we'll touch the ground here and see what we're at. Looks like 0.1. So that should be good there. All right, now we'll come in here and turn on the flasher, showing power on the switch panel. Okay, so the button is on, and as you can see, we have no flashing. And we'll see what we have here. It should be reading around 12 on and off, and I'm reading 5.6 volts, and that is on the output side, so that's not good. That means we have a bad flasher. So luckily I had this Wave Wagger from Stop-Alert. I've had it for probably about a year or so, and it's just been collecting dust. So we're going to try to get this one connected and see if everything works. Okay, so let's cut this zip tie off of the flasher itself here, and then we will open up our aux beam panel here. And our wires are connected here. So we'll go ahead and take these off. We'll come in here and snip the flasher off. Okay, so I've got my wires prepared here. So I'm just going to go ahead and make the connections here. My crimper here. Looks good. Connect my other. Looks good there. Now that we've got that wired up, we'll take our inside, see showing in here, and we'll go ahead and connect that where I had my flasher set up before. Get the ends stripped off. Twist the ends up a little bit. And slide them into the positive and negative side. Then we'll slide our cover back on. Now I'm going to take some double-sided tape here and cut some strips to put on the flasher. Take the second piece, put that on the back, like so. This would be the hardest part of the whole install, just removing the red backing. All right, and then we'll place the Wave Wagger right on top of the aux beam switch panel, out of the way, and then we'll tie up the loose wires. And let's go ahead, while we're at it, start everything up and see if she's working. All right, let's see. Start it up, and let's go ahead and hit the power button there. Now let's check it out and see what we're at. Money! Perfect. One more thing, Bronco Beach Bash is right around the corner, May 15th through May 17th. You can register at broncobeachbash.com and get all your collab merch at destinationbigfootbronco.com. And if you have any questions, or if there's any other videos that you'd like me to put together on Bigfoot here, whether it be parts, suspension, whatever else, leave your questions down in the comments below. Okay, that wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for the second part of the series, which will be something, I don't know, event season being right around the corner, there's always something to do, so whether it be maintenance or whatever else, but I'll find something to do. Remember, when one road ends, the next destination begins. Peace.